I've got one very special guest live in the studio. His name is Chaz Bear, but you might know him as the mastermind behind that track, New Beat, Toro y Moi. I'm really curious to know what is inspiring you at the moment, because I feel like you're similar to someone like Yves Tumor. You tackle a micro genre or something and you give it your all. You add this like Toro y Moi stamp of psychedelia, and it never feels like too much of a stretch from what you started with.
Right.
But it's always, you make it always your own.
Thank you. That's the main goal, and the biggest challenge in the whole project is just trying to find myself through all of these projects or genres and sounds. The stuff that I probably have been finding more out about recently is like choral music.
Oh, cool.
When I was on tour in Europe, there were a couple of cities where I like stumbled across a cathedral, and occasionally there was a choir singing, and that kind of stuff just really got me thinking about those tones. But yeah, other than that, I've been still really into ambient music and just music that makes you listen for the space. Yeah,
I like that. You can definitely hear it on MAHAL especially. I heard that you wanted it to be as free of samples as possible.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
What made you want to try that?
I feel like there's these two sides of Toro. There's the sample-based or almost like loop-based, and then there's the more free-form songwriting side of my art that's just kind of traditional. So yeah, I came up in the DIY sort of home recording music world, and before I even had the ability to make electronic music or loops, I was just doing guitar music, piano music. So to keep that practice going is kind of, it brings a lot of joy, and it's not about being the most commercially accessible sound, but it's just about a practice, really.
I'm really curious to know, how did you end up switching it up in producing MAHAL, you know, going through a bass and drums first and vocals last, kind of McCartney style?
Right. I think what really started it was just finally getting the time to like play and jam in that format where like I could just sit down and jam by myself on a bass rather than sitting down with a guitar or piano. So for me, the biggest thing was just getting the studio set up. So it's funny, a lot of this music, it's like made so far before people hear it. But yeah, it pretty much just took me to make the studio to finally just get the drum sounds and the drum set up, just and leave it set up to where I could just come and jam whenever. So I never really had that kind of setup until this record. So until then, I don't know, I kind of was just like doing electronic music, but to have instruments set up and plugged in and ready to go is kind of like the whole joy of this recording process.
It's a bit Sandy Alex G of you, like kind of letting go of the bedroom in that sense and evolving. Is that what it felt like?
Yeah, definitely felt like something like that. There is a give and take that comes with like maturing your sound. You have to like sort of sacrifice some of the artsiness, and you have to sort of just think about a more broader, universal sort of sonic palette. So I feel like that's just kind of that was what I wanted to try to achieve with this record, is just how can I make something that honestly like boomers would enjoy, like in like their nice house or something.
Have you gotten their reviews yet?
Yeah, I think a lot of the hi-fi heads love it. And it's like one of those records that when you listen to it like on your Macintosh or whatever, like it shows that this is a record that was recorded for nice rooms. A lot of my records I make for like cars or clubs, so like this one was just made for like home speakers and bookshelf speakers, and really just made to sit in the background while you're making dinner.
I gotta ask, you've worked with so many people. The Difference with Flume is one of my favourite songs of the last few years.
Thanks.
Who's next on the collab list? I'm crossing my fingers for, you know, like maybe a Thundercat track or Kalela.
Yeah, oh wow. I mean, That would be sweet. I did just send some stuff to iDress, so we'll see what's gonna happen.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he's the homie. So I think yeah, I don't see any point in holding back any secrets these days. It's kind of like any buzz is good buzz now.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, just some stuff with iDress, and then just more music with friends. There's tons of stuff.
Nice. All right. Well, we keep our eyes and ears peeled.